Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now please enjoy the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we'll be reviewing the Transformers Age of the Primes Skydive. Now this video may have come out a bit later than usual, but it's because I am still working on my Superion. Yes, I am very much working on my Superion. He is not complete. I only have three components. So I just need the two others to complete Superion. But anyways, aside from that, let's us get into Skydive. So taking a look at him, you can see the detail that he has. He has the G1 detail that yeah, he looks pretty cool. He's I already have his other mold version, air raid, but this does take a bit of remodeling, not remodeling, but like a bit of new mold pieces to it, because this right here is new. This gap right here is filled in, so that's new. And then there's also the wing, the lone tail wing in that one, and then different wings too. And then I think a bit of different molds here, and maybe some on the jet cockpit, but I don't know. Let me just stand him up. There we go. And hold on. Another thing is that the lighting is a bit different today because this video did come out later in the day than I usually post. But I'm just gonna have to deal with it, anyways. So that's it for the detail, because not a lot to go around the G1 detail, but it is pretty cool when it comes to G1 detail. It's nice. And yeah, so that's about it for the detail. Now let us get into the articulation. Oh, before we get into the articulation, and I always forget one of these things in these videos, but he comes with these two guns. New brand molded guns for Skydive. And so this is Air Raid's gun, this is Skydive's gun. You can see they're different remolding, or new mold, but anyways. So yeah, that's it. And it's been so long since I put out a combiner component. The last one was Silverbolt, but yeah. So yeah, there it goes. Let me just stand him up. And then he also comes with a tail wing. Yeah. And you can also use it as a sword. I think it's better if you just leave it back here. And if you don't want it there, you can always just take it off, because it does kind of look weird having that one tail wing in the back, and it's just odd from both sides. Just send them up. There you go. Okay, so now we can get into the articulation. So the articulation, so for his articulation, you can kick out that arm, or you could extend those arms out. You can he does have a shoulder rotation that can go full 360. He has an elbow that can go a bit past 90. He has no wrist, but he does have that one insert wrist kind of thing. So if you're animating, you can just pretend that he has missing his hand or something. And then he also has a head that's on a ball joint that can look down and up, and it can look up excessively because of the transformation into the leg mode. Same thing for the other arm, and then his leg can kick out, can kick back, he can kick out that way to the side. And then he also has thigh rotation. He has some ankle that can go way past 90. And then he also has some knee rotation, or knee, ankle, knee. And then if you want, you could, it's not really intended, but you could just have some wing rotation, or wing articulation. So you could extend those wings out a bit more. Or you could just keep it as the normal way. I prefer the normal way, it looks better, a bit better. And that is it for the articulation. Now let us get into the size comparison. Now this first size comparison that we're going to do is not really meant for size. I'm just really doing it to compare the, just to compare, not really meant for size, but just to compare him. So I'm having him stand next to Transformers Age of the Primes Air Raid, And you can see that what I mean by remolding is that there's no gap there. And then he has those 2 tail wings, and then the wings are different shaped. But one thing that I noticed is that the arms kind of curve in a bit. I saw in this one because the black color is easier to see. I didn't notice that ever on Air Raid, but anyways, yeah. So that's Air Raid standing next to his remold, the same height, of course. Now let's have him standing next to the Transformers Age of the Primes Combaticon. Wait, Vortex. And yeah, so there's Vortex. And then we'll have him stand next to the Transformers Age of the Primes Alchemist Prime. And there he is. Let's take that guy out. And then we'll have him stand next to the Transformers Age of the Primes Superion. You could see that he's about the same height to that leg right there. It's pretty cool. Nice. And I would do a size comparison with Silverbolt. It's just Silverbolt is struggling with me to transform back into, because now that he's in Superion, he's always struggling with me to turn back into Silverbolt. So yeah, no size comparison with Silverbolt. And yeah, so that is it for the size comparison. So now that we've gotten out of the size comparison, and now that we've gotten out of the detail and articulation, let us get to the transformation. Now, before we get to the transformation, of course, I forgot to mention this. Like always, I forget to mention everything in my videos. His guns are blast effect compatible. They're the universal style blast effect compatible, and the one version blast effect compatible. So yeah. And getting that out of mentioned, let's start with the transformation. So, the first thing to transform this guy is we gotta take off his guns, of course. And you can put them to the side, but it's just extra work. I like to just put them on the wings. I just like to put the guns on the wings, and I just found that out. And it just helps your life a bit. So, there you go. There you go. Okay, so now, the next thing that we need to do is we need to start with the transformation, because that was not part of the transformation. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to end up closing these legs and bringing them together, closing them onto each other, and just making sure they squeeze together. And then what you want to do is you want to end up bringing those legs up, and they should just be like this. So, like my last video, it should be looking like this. And then what you want to do is you want to end up bringing these 2 feet up, and you want to bring them up, and they should click into place. With these holes are supposed to click into these pegs. Unlike my Air Raid, it tries to fight with me. Thankfully, this time it did not. This time it does not want to fight with me, and he's just straight like normal. But aside from that, let's get back to the transformation. So what you want to do is you want to end up folding in those hands. And yeah, those hands are supposed to go in, folded in. Just fold up those hands. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to end up closing them on, and there should be a peg, that little red peg, that should plug into that hole. And do the exact same for the other side. And then what you want to do is you want to end up turning around that head and just leaving the head. Then you want to grab this chest piece right here, and it's kind of blurred out by the paint, but you just grab it, pull it out to that landing gear. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to end up bringing those wings down, and then you want to bring the front of the jet mode. Bring it forward, and well, that just fell down. You want to bring it forward, and then you can lift it up, and then just bring it down, and then that should be the front of the mode. That should be the front of the plane mode. Then you want to end up bringing this down, and these 2 tail wings. I forgot what they're called. I think they're called rear wings or something, but I don't know. Then you want to bring this around his tail wing, and then bring it up and then just, it's on a double joint, so you want a bit of complexity there, and then just push it in. It should smush it all together, and then just make sure everything is put together all the way, and then there you have Skydive in his fully transform mode. Now, before we get into anything else, I want to mention that the guns are still Blastify compatible. Just the problem is that it's harder to put the universal ones, like these ones I have, because they kind of get stuck on here. But this is more slim than Air Raid was, and yeah, it's pretty cool, honestly. And there's no, of course, there's no going down to the floor to see how he rolls, because he doesn't roll, he flies. And if you want, you can retract that landing gear that's right there. And like Air Raid, there's some other hidden landing gear that's on the back, and he does stay flat, unlike Air Raid. So yeah, it's pretty cool, honestly. You could just have this flying into battle. You know, it's pretty neat, honestly. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And I'm going to bring in the instructions, because the instructions are, they have the combined mode for Superion right there. So Superion, you can see that Skydive is the right there. You can see that he's on the calf of Superion, and then Air Raid's on the side next to him, and then I have Bolt, and then I'm missing Fireflight and Slingshot. So yeah, that's the problem. And I assume that this guy will look pretty cool in person, and I hope that it's pretty cool, honestly. But I also did order a Fireflight, so new review coming soon. But anyways, aside from that, give me 1 second, because I want to show you guys the compared next to Air Raid, and I got him. So here he is next to Air Raid, and I'm just gonna push him down. So you can see the difference. There's this right here, and I remember this is an intake or something for the airplanes. It's designed different. The wings are different. And let me just bring them up. The wings are different, and then so are the tail wings. There's Skydive that has one, and then Air Raid has two. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna fly this guy out here. There we go. And yeah, so that's about it for Skydive. And so not much to go around this guy. It's just it's not much to go around with this guy, but yeah. So that's about it for the airplane mode. So let's get into the leg mode. Hold on, sorry, my earphones are falling out. Okay, let us get into the leg mode. So the leg mode is just basically like Air Raid's leg mode, but this is Skydive, he's different. So let us get back to the transformation of leg mode for Skydive. So what you want to do is you want to end up bringing this, like you're transforming them back, bring it back and just fold it like that. Then you want to end up bringing this front nozzle, folding it to the back like that, and then just basically kind of stacking it like that, like a sandwich. Bring those wings up, bring the head using the same articulation for the looking back or looking up, bring it like that, and then you can turn around this tail wing, and if you have a Superion, I have Air Raid in his leg mode ready to go. If you have a Superion or a Silverbolt, you can use the leg right there, and you want to make sure that this is folded down too. I kept it up so he could stand on his own, but you want to make sure that that landing gear's down. And the reason I kept these tail wings out is because when you push in body like that, and there should be a peg that goes into that hole, and then these pegs go into the armholes. So the reason I kept them out is because when you push it in, you want to use the bottom holes because they're biggest and they should hold the most. And you want to push it in like that. You want to push the top like that. And you can extend out the wings. I usually just use my fingers up here, but you can use those wings. Keep those out. Then I fold back these in, and then you can have that leg mode, and then just make the ankle tilts. And then I'm gonna bring in the Superion. So there we go. And then close that in. Alright, so now the Superion has both legs, and I think I will raise the camera. Let me just. Okay, that's as far as the camera can. That's as far as the camera stand can go. But we're not looking at the top of Superion. We're looking at the legs of Superion. So I mean, it's pretty good, honestly. Now that I have both legs, now I'm thinking about how I can fix it, and I kept out those legs, and I kept out those wings. My mistake. I'm thinking about how to fix this guy up. I mean, basically the way I do it is that I basically just take off these guns, because these kind of block if you want them to stand in a normal pose, not in an A pose. You want to take these guns and you want to just add them onto the side of the legs, and then you can just have them stand up. But then if you want more detail, because I mean, the only detail you really get on the front is the the shins actually being covered. I like to flip out those wings kind of out, and then you can flip out that one, and then you could also flip out this tail wing at the bottom. Flip out, do the exact same for air raid, you know, and except just do it with one wing. And then so you could have a bit more details to tell you, hey, there's some transformers becoming the legs, and they transform into jets. So you can just, you know, have a bit of detail sticking out. And if you want, you can flip out these, but the problem is that the rotation or the knee doesn't go that far up, because it always hits that. So you can see why Hasbro did that. But yeah, so that's about it for Skydive. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, so, and just give me 1 second before I make the final closing. In this video I'm very forgetful. Okay, anyways, thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe. Now, Afterburners, activate.